some kind of wicked heartbreak. I set myself up again. I just put my heart right on the slate. I thought I'd braved it all. What a mistake. Loving you, darling, and you walked away. The night's always longer, the storm's always stronger when you cut your end of the string. We fixed what we could, but the glue was no good, and the damage was too much to shake. Some kind of wicked heartbreak. Wicked heartbreak. Now everything in this room reminds me of how much it takes. Why did the colors in the pictures?
Look
Hello.
at you. Oh my God. Happy New Year. Happy
New Year.
So
this is my first social performance, my first social, hello of 2022. So God, I hope I remember how to do this.
It's in your veins. And we love your studio because, we think when you're in the Country Hall of Fame in like 8, 9 years, 10 years, that is going to go there. It's going to be like the exhibit. It's so iconic at this point, I think.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, we could lug this thing out here. I think it's absolutely screwed into the walls, but I think we could get it out for some type of display like that. We would definitely chainsaw it out of here.
Lovely, Claudia. And so you're obviously in your house in New York, in Western New York, right?
Yes, I'm at the studio right now, which is basically my house at this point. Basically lived here for the last 5 years. So it has become a home to me, very much so. I'm so glad for it. And yeah, we're just, working out the 22 exciting schedule right now, trying to figure out what this year looks like. And I think everybody's still questioning it a little bit, but things are looking good.
Things are looking good, Claudia, of course, for you. And they do for you because you create your own destiny. I feel like you haven't let the pandemic define you. You've defined it and, and a whole bunch of stuff. But so let me ask you about like this, your house, Claudia, because I think that like, what's the buy there? Because it's really big, right? How many acres is it?
Well, this is at the studio, GFI Studios, which is Tony Gross. He owns this land and this property and the studios here. And it is how many acres? It's almost 50 acres. And we've done so many things on this property. Like we've filmed full blown music videos. We've done so many Hoyser Country Monday lives outside. I'm always, we're like cooking out on the fire disc out front for lunches and trying to film those every once in a while. And then of course we're in here with the band, we're practicing, we're recording, in the A room next to me. You guys can't see it, especially right now. It's full. It's just getting ready for the next stage of whatever is going to happen in there. But that's where we made the whole album. So it's seen it all. It really has. And way more beyond me. Like before I was here, there were so many incredible bands here working on things. And, really there's like a spirit here and you can just feel it from all the past musicians that have come through.
And it's got to be great. Like for you, I mean, you just like, you played with Blake Shelton to 60,000 people, but you can come here and kind of like recharge and kind of like a little bit of Zen, right?
Yeah, it's definitely like home base. Like, okay, start fresh. It doesn't matter what you did last week. It could be a whole different thing you're looking at that day. And it's definitely a way to reset. Just coming back to home plate, be like, okay, all right, have my cup of coffee and let's do this. What's next?
Oh my God, amazing, Claudia. And I have to tell you, I feel like I spent a few weeks with you last fall because, we were here in Red Light Turning Green for a couple of weeks there, pretty in depth. Loved it, by the way. And I even wanted to get in touch with you and tell you because I thought it was like so good. I think listeners really get to know you, not just the singles like the title track or Wicked, which is phenomenal, but songs like Not For Sale, the fact that is like number 10 or 11 or like the deep cut and like that could be a single for like 9 out of 10 people in Nashville. It's like a wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you. It's funny you say Not For Sale because at my last show of the year, I asked some of our loyal followers who come to a lot of our stuff around town. What has been your favorite song from this album that might be a surprise to me? Like, of course, I know you love Wicked. I know you love Red Lights, but what's another one that has really stuck out to you, either live or on the record? And it was like a unanimous not for sale. And I was totally blown away. I couldn't believe it. But that's always a song that's really stuck out to me, like in a set list, because it's so personal. It's so real. It's a true story. I mean, this
Yeah.
YouTube commenter was wondering if I'd sold my soul yet. And we wrote this song like, hey,
So
buddy,
good.
it's not for sale. And so it's really personal to me. And maybe that's why people are connecting with it too. But I'm glad you pointed that one out.
Oh yeah, Claudia, absolutely. And it seems like we spoke just yesterday, but it was like in March, and so
Yeah.
much has happened since. I mean, you have opened for Miranda Lambert. We talked about Blake Shelton, Whiskey
Mhm.
Myers. I mean, so many like awesome experiences you had last year. Um, how was it? Like, how do you look back at all that? Like, you had a really excitement burst there.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. At the end of every year, I've been doing like these little yearbook recaps,
Right?
just for my team here, just to kind of look back on everything we did. Because in a way, it goes by so fast because we're so busy and involved and in the moment that we don't get to like sit back and celebrate all these things. And so looking back on 2021, yeah, it's amazing. We opened up for Miranda, who's my absolute favorite idol. I mean, I'm so inspired by her and her songwriting.
Yeah,
So that
you've
was like,
covered Tin Man, you've covered Dark Bars, Trippy, like so many of them.
yeah, you've seen it all. You've seen how much I love her over the years. And now here we are. I'm getting to hug her and say hey backstage and go out and open the show for her. It was amazing. And then we took our first trip out to Idaho, and we opened up for Ryan Bingham, who is a star on Yellowstone. And that's kind of like a rootsy, amazing, I just love watching his career grow. And so to be feeling like I'm involved in that type of world, it feels really good to just feel like I've got some good roots on the ground. I've got people out there who are supporting us from so far away.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to really see it grow.
Absolutely, Claudia. And I'm always fascinated by the songs that that maybe are not the big singles, but when you perform them live, they come alive on stage. Was there a song from Red Light that when you performed it live, you were like, oh my God, this is like the crowd is just feeling it like more than you expected?
Oh my gosh, it's happened with so many different songs. Like it really depends on the room and the vibe that's happening that night. And that's something in my shows, they're always so different. Like 2021 was full of shows of different groupings of my band and different clusters of us that traveled to there were intimate gigs, and then there were the big, almost 10,000 people gigs. And so it was always a little different, but Red Lights and Curtains actually would be one that surprises me every time. It just, I get the little goosebumps on my arms singing Curtains, because it's just about that moment. This is why I'm here. The curtain's up now. This is why I'm doing what I love. And I can't imagine it any other way. So that's a really nice one to sing live.
Amazing. Love it. Love it, Claudia. Okay, take us back a little bit because we like to get a little sneak peek at Claudia, like the background so people learn more about you. Like, let's go to Fairpoint High School for a minute, right? In Rochester.
Yes. Okay.
Because, great school, really, great school district, but you must have been the most popular girl in school. Am I wrong? Because, I mean, not only are you fun to be around with, but you can act, you can sing. Like, how do you look back at Fairpoint, Claudia?
Oh my gosh. Well, Fairport, man, it's something else around here. It's like we have this saying, once a Raider, always a Raider. And it's such a community driven school. We call it the Fairport family. And I'm very lucky to have had that experience. Like, I truly feel like I could walk back into that high school any day of the week, say, hey, I was 2012, and I was a student here and I loved it so much. And they'd be like, oh, cool. Like, hang out with us for the day. And it's just always a great welcome back, welcome home type of feeling. And I'm still great best friends with all my friends from high school. Can't believe we still have that group chat going, but we do every day. And yeah, it means the world to know that I got to grow up in a place like Fairport.
Yeah, that's so great. That's cool that you still keep in touch with them, Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
And your work ethic, Claudia, because we talked before about the coffee, and I know you have the Drunken Bean, which is like, it's incredible. But like, how do you do this all, Claudia? I mean, you're such a great worker. Like just on your work ethic alone, like And you've always had it since high school, not now. Where does this come
Yeah.
from? Is it like, man, like, are you like, man, my grandparents were like such hard workers? Like, where does this come from? It's amazing.
I think my parents were really, really hard workers. And then I just I have so much that I want to do and so much I want to see. And I think once I got a little taste for, hey, you can kind of create the life you want, I would do anything for that. I mean, to
Yeah,
be able to like wake up and do this and design things like coffee and whiskey and taste test all those things, and then be able to hand them out to our friends and watch everybody react to it. It's so rewarding. And just getting to play music and write and even act a little bit. It's just like all these things I want to do. And so I think I understand now like how much work really goes into that. If you want to do what you want to do, you're going
yeah,
to have to work for it.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
And it's so worth it. It's so worth it to be able
Absolutely.
to like do what you want to do.
I mean, when it comes from a place of passion, and the reason why I think you can do it is because you do it from a place of giving. I think that, through your music, you're giving people hope, you're giving people, empathy through your experiences, and you're also like doing all these things from a place of giving and not taking. So I think that makes it beautiful too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it feels really good. It does. And especially to know that we've got this huge following out there now, Hoyser country, they're probably tuning in right now. Thank you, everybody. Just to know that they're like waiting on new music and wondering what the music videos are going to look like and
yeah,
asking about new coffee flavors. And that just makes me so excited to really, shape up, figure it out and get it out to everybody so they can
yeah.
experience it with us.
That's incredible, Claudia. And I could talk to you for 17 hours, so let me move on. But
I love chatting with you. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, first Q&A 22, Jamie
I-
Rodriguez.
yeah,
Let's
you
do
were
it.
you were like one of our most popular episodes last year. Like you
Oh,
were
thank
top 10 the
you.
whole time. I haven't checked the final tally, but yeah.
Thank
And
you.
okay, on New Year's Day here in Nashville, you
Mhm.
came into my mind because my friend Langhorne Slim has an annual New Year's Day concert here with like musician friends, and they finished the evening singing "You Are My Sunshine." And when they started
Wow.
singing it, I'm like, I'm talking to Claudia in 4 days. Thank you for reminding me of this, because you sang that song for like a local Super Bowl commercial in 2016,
Yes.
for the Children's Hospital in your area.
Hmm.
It's so incredible, and we'll play a little bit here in the video version.
Sunshine, you make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
But just this must have been a really cool, surreal moment, right?
It was, I got the call like, hey, would you want to try singing a lullaby for a commercial? I'm like, yeah, I think I could do that. I really didn't know at the time that it was for the Children's Hospital or anything like that. So I went in, sang the song, and I think I'm looking at Tony for reference here. It's been such a long time. Wasn't the first time I saw it come together was when we actually saw the whole commercial? I'm pretty sure like I knew we were selected and I knew I, was the vocalist for this track. And I went in and did it a few times and it was really pretty and sweet, but they wouldn't tell me what it was for.
Yeah,
And then I truly think we were scrolling through Facebook one day and the commercial was posted and it
yeah,
was coming out during the Super Bowl. So it was like Super Bowl Sunday. They aired it during the Super Bowl and then it was on Facebook. And that's when I saw it for the first time. And that's when I'm like, wow, this was a way bigger deal than I even knew, because it was
so
like
cool.
all these babies that were in the hospital and some of them were just getting healthier and some of them weren't doing so well. And it just turned into like this much bigger than me type moment. And I actually got a few Facebook messages from some of the families that were involved in making the video. And
Yeah.
one of the moms even told me it was the last video she had of her daughter. And
Oh,
so it was like, oh my gosh. So I think about those little babies all the time. I'm still in touch with one of the moms and she's trying to come out and see us this year for 2022 to come watch a show. And yeah, that just pulls at my heartstrings every time I think about it. So I love that song, to say the
totally.
least.
Totally, totally, Claudia. Oh my God, amazing. Let me ask you about this new year, and thank you for your time. You're being so generous with it.
Yes, of
A lot of people
course.
talk about like resolutions, right? But I wanted to ask you, obviously you have like, career goals, and I'm sure you're going to accomplish them. But Claudia Hoyser, like you as an individual, what is
Mhm.
what is something that you left behind in 2021, something that you shed, for example, I don't know, procrastination or taking things too personally, something that spiritually you're like cutting off so you can expand like your soul a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. I did think about that for a sec. I think definitely like starting to think about, okay, what do I want to do different in 2022? Like, I want to make sure that I still find a little bit of time to like reset me. Like, of course, I said, this is my home base. I come here, I reset goals and ambitions for the future and our careers and everything. And then there's like little things I love to do. Like, I love to do yoga and paint and listening to music that I can't sing along to just for some soul inspiration. And I think like putting a little bit more time into a few of those things will make like me feel like I have a better, well-rounded year for
Amazing.
2022. I think everybody felt a little bit of craziness from 21 with just the world changing all the time. And this will be something kind of constant to keep me going.
Lovely, lovely
Yeah.
rocket. We're super excited for your year, Claudio, and you know that you have a supporter here in Nashville. We're in the CMA and the ACM Association, so we're in depth here. Claudia Hoyser fan, like
Beautiful.
spreading the love from inside. Big
Oh,
fans.
means the world. I'm so happy to have you out there. We have to get together in person this
Oh
year.
my God, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure we'll catch you on the road, hopefully, if you don't come to Nashville first. But yeah, that'll be great.
Absolutely. Yes. Sounds
Awesome.
great.
So, what song are you gonna take us away with?
I might have performed it for you last year, but this song still is like fueling my fire every day. It's the title track of the album. And I just think I really want to make sure everybody hears it this year. That's my big goal. This
Perfect.
song has meant so much to me and I want to get it out there in 2022. So I'm going to do a little bit of Red Lights Turning Green for you.
I know I've got a choice. Know I have a voice, but I don't always know what to say. Known it all along. I know it's right from wrong. I don't always choose the best time and place. But you say to be me, well, I'll keep standing strong. To melt the mountains and the hills, I'll keep trying on my will. Leave the struggle in the backseat, pedal to the floor, the red lights turning green. To melt the mountains and the hills, I'll keep trying on my will. Leave the struggle in the backseat, pedal to the floor, the red lights turning green. I've played such silly games, and I've tried and tried to change, but my heart, it always loves in the end. I've broken all my walls, used the bricks to break the fall, but I stand and I pray. But you say to be me, well, I'll keep standing strong. To melt the mountains and the hills, well, I'll keep trying on my will. Leave the struggle in the backseat, pedal to the floor, the red lights turning green. To melt the mountains and the hills, weekend moon does fade. Oh, no, time didn't go to waste. Yeah, I danced with the rain. Rain to melt the mountains and the hills. Well, I'll keep trying on my will. Leave a struggle in the backseat, pedal to the floor. The red that's turning green. To melt the mountains and the hills. Well, I'll keep trying on my will. Leave a struggle in the backseat, pedal to the floor. The red that's turning green. The red that's turning green. My red that's turning green.